Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. It is day 4. We're going to jump right in of our Hearts Made New 21-day intentional balance challenge. Um, Again, it's day 4, and if you've been with us all 4 days, let's drop something in the chat. If this is your first day, say hello, where are you from? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whether it's your first day or this is your 4th day or how many ever days, welcome and congratulations for showing up for yourself. Good morning, everyone. So let's jump right into day 4. Welcome back to our Hearts Made New Intentional Balance Challenge. I am your host, Kelley Duren-Jones, and I am feeling so much gratitude today. There's a lot going on in my world, and I'm sure there's a lot going on in yours too. So I'm just thankful to be able to show up in this space and be obedient to do what God has told me to do. And congratulations for showing up for yourself. So today our topic is something that we hear a lot about, and hopefully we participate in, but it's something that we need to renew probably daily. And the topic is forgiveness, the key to a new heart, one of the keys to a new heart. So think about carrying a backpack full of heavy rocks or bricks, and it's just compiling, and you're carrying this backpack around. Um, think about, I'm not a person that hikes, don't want to be. But think about a hiker, how they, or camping, where they carry all these things and they have to get to the certain area, and how they have to condition themselves for that. Are you conditioning yourself to carry all these things, including unforgiveness? Because unforgiveness is something that compiles. We can carry it around for years, years. And sometimes we don't even know we're still carrying it. I remember I went through something and I thought I had forgiven someone until I saw them again. And you just get that feeling, and you're like, there's something still there. That was one of those bricks in my backpack, right? But after a while, if you're carrying all this stuff in the physical, your shoulders hurting, your back is aching, you might have torn something, ruined something. And sometimes we get comfortable with pain. We get comfortable with the situation and we think it's just our reality when you have a choice. You have a choice to let some of this stuff go, whether it's forgiveness of yourself or forgiveness of something that happened, forgiveness of others. And today we're talking about forgiveness of others. I think it's day 13 that we're talking about. We're diving deep about, the forgiveness of ourselves. But you get tired, you get weary, you're not working at your full capacity because everything is so heavy. It's the same way in the spiritual realm when you're carrying all of this unforgiveness. That's exactly what unforgiveness feels like. You're just dragging along. You still may be making it to work or doing the work that you're supposed to do, but are you working at your full capacity? Are you in alignment with what God has for you and his purpose for you? Every pain and ache, every betrayal, and I'm kind of mixing them together. Every betrayal, every disappointment in yourself or in others, in situations, we refuse to when you refuse to release, because that's what you're doing when you're not intentionally releasing. You're intentionally holding on to it whether you want to or not. And again, sometimes it's out of that comfort zone. And we start carrying this stuff everywhere. We carry it to work, we carry it in our relationships, we carry it to church, we carry it to bed at night, so we can't rest. Our mind is constantly going, our heart is constantly aching, and some of it is valid, like real things that happen. Not saying you should just, let stuff go, um, in a manner that you're not dealing with it or you're not seeking help for, because God gives us resources. Like I said, we carry it into relationships. We wonder why, we keep having these same things come up, and the person that you're directing it to sometimes is not even, they don't even know what's going on. Sometimes we don't even know what's going on. We carry it into our prayers. We're begging and pleading. Lord, help me. Lord, forgive me. He forgave you. Did you forgive yourself? Did you forgive that person, that thing, whatever it was? And it hardens our heart because we're doing hard work in this 21 days. And then the next thing you know, you just can't feel like you just null and void to the things because you have that wall up, and we think that we're holding on to something that punishes somebody else. I'm not forgiving them, but look what they did to me. Look how my life is because of them. Look at this situation. We think that's not hurting them, it's hurting you. If I forgive them, that lets them off the hook. No, you have to get that mindset out of your head because notice how you operate when you're struggling. It's just creating a struggle in so many different situations, and most of the time they've moved on. They ain't thinking about you or the situation or what they did. And it's the hardest thing for me to do was forgive this person that I said I saw because they weren't even sorry. They knew what they did and wasn't even sorry. But I had to forgive them for me, whether they're sorry, whether they're not, right? They've gone on with their lives, and we're the ones bent over, broken, exhausted, a little bit of anger in there, a little bit of maybe they, it has something to do with your self doubt and all that caused all these things, set you back, whatever it was. Carrying those rocks never hurts them, it hurts you. Our scripture today, what's our scripture today? Ephesians 4:31 through 32. And it says, get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, brawling, and slander, along with every form of malice. Okay, that sounds like a lot to get rid of, right? And then it says, be kind and compassionate one to another, forgiving each other, just as Christ, God, forgave you. So, did you catch that? Get rid of all the bitterness. Not manage it, because we start managing stuff. And we manage it well sometimes. We've talked about putting on the face, looking happy and, portraying one thing when your heart is heavy and broken on the inside. Um, but it didn't say manage it. It didn't say do the best you can. It didn't say deal with it occasionally or as it comes. Or it didn't say depending on how you feel about it. It said get rid of it. Let that sink in for a minute because it's sinking in my head too. God, He asks us to release bitterness, not just for the other person's sake, again, but for our own. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison, sip by sip, little bit by little, hoping the other person gets sick. I'm gonna just sip it, or I'm gonna gunk it down. But I'm mad at you. But who is that hurting? It blocks the flow of God's grace that He has for us. Now we have grace, but imagine the life you could live if you can drop that backpack or that suitcase. Somebody carrying a suitcase around without the wheels, and it's just full. It's just compiling. Now we didn't got the backpack. We didn't got the carry on. We had on a heavy purse. We're doing all these things, and how is it affecting your life? Are you sipping the poison, trying to hurt the thing, the situation? But it's really making you sick. It's really slowing you down. It's really altering what you're supposed to be doing, right? And a heart clogged with resentment has no room for peace. That bag is full of bricks. It has no room for what you need in it, right? No room for peace, no room for joy, no room for healing sometimes, no room for freedom that God is trying to pour, that God has available to pour into us. So let's be clear that forgiveness is not saying what you did was okay. Because I think that's sometimes the pull. It's not okay what you did to me. It's not okay how my job ended up because you lied on me. It's not okay because I'm sick, because whatever. What I put in my own body. It's not okay that I allowed people into my space that I knew was bad for me. And then I kept it going. And then I covered them and I didn't cover myself. Anybody feel like that? Anybody had that testimony, or is it just me? It's not excusing the bad behavior. It's not pretending that the pain and the hurt didn't happen. It's not pretending that it's still not there. It's not saying that I don't need to go get help because the help is available. A therapist, we all need a therapist at some point. Most of us need one right now, if we're honest with ourselves. It's okay to use the resources that God gives you. Some of us need to go to the doctor and get the medication that we need, and then take the medication, and then allow the medication to work by doing the things that you need to eat to do. I said eat because some of us taking medication to help us with things that bad eating has caused, and we're still eating bad. We're still doing the thing that hurt us. Um, and going to therapy for healing. So there's always work that you need to do when we're in the process of healing. So who's ready to put down the backpack? I'm ready to throw mine as far as I can throw it. It's so heavy. I don't care how far it go, but I just need to release it, right? Who's ready to unlock um, the keys that the purpose that God has for us? It's like your past is a prison. And if you could unlock the door to the prison yourself, wouldn't you do it? When we think about Ephesians, and I encourage you to read Ephesians, that entire chapter. We forgive because we have been forgiven. When we think about how just we're constantly needing forgiveness. So like I said, it's an everyday thing to forgive yourself and to open yourself up to say, I'm not gonna hold on to that today. I know this person at work is just not right and they deliberately did that to me, but that's their problem, not mine. And most of the time when people do something to you, it's really not about you. They're acting out from something that happened to them or some problem that they have, which doesn't excuse it, right? But think about how Christ took the ultimate injustice for us, offering, us a pardon. We're hearing about all these pardons with our new leader. He's offering us a pardon to come out of some stuff that people thought we could never release, that we may even have thought, I'm never going to get out of this space, that prison. But they letting me out. When they said, I couldn't get over this, when they said you're going to be affected by this for the rest of your life, when they said you're going to be taking this medicine for the rest of your life, do you know who God is? Who are you going to believe? Whose report are you going to believe? He took the ultimate sacrifice for our, sins and for our circumstances and for our situations that we talk about now. So, how can we who have been forgiven and will be forgiven for so much refuse to extend the same grace to others? And it's really for you, or the grace to yourself, which we'll talk about on day 13. I think the topic is um, the hardest person to forgive, which is the person you look at in the mirror, right? So forgiveness is something that we need to deal with every day. And because sometimes the hardest person to forgive is the one who's staring right back at you in the mirror, we replay our mistakes. We start getting in our feelings. We start punishing ourselves. And we do this about forgiving other people. For some reason, we try to find the thing that why maybe they did it to us. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with you, right? And we punish ourselves for what we have known, what we should have did, what we shouldn't have did. We should have seen something coming. And all these, somebody told you not to do it. All those things, but we hold on to, those impossible standards that we set for ourselves, and wonder why we feel so heavy with that backpack full of bricks. So how do we do this practically? How do we actually forgive when the pain is still fresh? Whether it happened 10 years ago, it's still fresh for some of us. And when and when it's real, because we're not saying it didn't happen. We're not even saying our feelings are not important, but our feelings are not. We can't operate out of our feelings. When our feelings haven't caught up with what we need to do right now, like in this present moment. Sometimes we're living that thing over and over. I have to continuously remind myself that my feelings are not facts. They're not facts, even when they're valid. Even when they're valid. And it's hard to tell the difference between sometimes when you're so deep in it, it's hard to tell the difference between what we feel, especially when we are really upset or, really excited, really, anxious about it. Our feelings can seem so strong that they almost become true. Have you ever heard somebody tell a story over and over again? They've told it so much that they believe it, but you were there and you know it didn't happen. You're like, that didn't happen. And they're like, will argue you down because they have put their feelings are so strong for that thing that it must be true because I feel it. It must be true. And then it becomes true because they're just repeating it and repeating it. We don't want to do that with forgiveness because it's like the stories that we tell ourselves. Yeah, he hurt me. She hurt me. This happened and that happened. And it we talk about it, we relive it, but it comes from our own experiences, so it becomes real. But the facts, though, are different because facts don't change. They are what they are, right? No matter how we feel about it, it's a fact. Nope, that didn't happen. You may feel like somebody did that intentionally to you, and maybe they did. But the fact is, this is exactly what happened and what we've been through. This is exactly what happened. And this two children can grow up in the same house, and one will say they had horrible parents, they had horrible experiences, and the other one will, we had a good life. So which one was it? It's their own experiences that bring you to that conclusion. Um, our journaling prompt for today. I want us, me too, to take a moment today, maybe right after this, or right after you watch this, or schedule your time. So, this is the thing about this whole 21 days. This time is intentional time that you've made for yourself so that you can get what you need from God, so that you can hear from God. It's not about the daily videos, it's really about the work that you put into it. You're taking the time to watch the videos, to take the notes, to hear what God has for you. I'm re listening to the videos because half the time my notes and what I meant to say is what isn't what God wanted me to say. So it's for me too. But I want you to take that time today, whatever time of the day works for you, is no right or wrong. And grab your journal, grab your, if you don't have the journal for the 21 days, grab a notebook. And I want yourself to ask yourself, who do I need to forgive? This isn't about you forgiving yourself today. This is about who do I need to forgive? What's that thing, that circumstance that I need to forgive? Is it someone else? Is it a parent? Is it a friend? Is it a coworker? Actually write their name down. Nobody needs to see this but you. You can tear it up afterwards if you want to, but be honest with God about the pain that it cost you. This is what it cost me to forgive this person, and this is what they did to me, and this is why I feel this way, and this is why I operate in this way. Then I want you to just read it out loud to yourself, and don't sugarcoat it. Just really scribble it down, and don't minimize it. Be real. God can handle your honesty. Sometimes we need to be honest with ourselves so that we can release that thing. Yes, it hurt me. Yes, I'm still mad. I'm still mad. Or I'm still hurt. Whatever the thing is. And because he already knows what you're carrying anyway, but this is an exercise for you. And the action step is just to sit quiet for a moment, whether it's during your lunch break, in your car before you get out to go in the house, which is my favorite thing to do. Maybe it's before bed tonight. Maybe it's right after you watch this video. Whatever time you can make today, I want you to, you know, read. There's a prayer in the journal if you have the journal, but write out a prayer to God, just pouring out your house, your heart, and saying, what happened to me is this. I feel like this because this. It's hard for me to release this because of this. But I trust you in the name of Jesus. I forgive so and so for this specific hurt. I release them from the power to be part of those bricks in my backpack. I believe that you're powerful enough to take this from me so that I don't have to carry it. I put down the weight today and I give it to you, God. And sometimes we start getting to our feelings like, I don't feel like I should forgive that person. So we got to get out of our feelings because you're probably, you have every right to feel that way if something happened to you. But remember that forgiveness is a choice before it's a feeling. It's a choice before it's a feeling. And you make the choice with your will, with your heart, to release yourself from that, to drop that, to throw that backpack away. And we may have to do this every so often just to keep ourselves free and just to keep our heart from hardening, right? But every time you choose it, you are loosening the grip of that thing, of whatever it has on you. So I hope this was helpful for you today. Sometimes it's a heavy topic because, and I'm not discounting the pain and you know, the things that caused you from that disservice that someone may have did to you. It's okay to say I was hurt. You hurt me. And you don't even have to say it to the person because again, it's not about forgiving them. It's about you releasing it. I've written out forgiveness letters to myself, which is the most powerful. We'll talk about that. But and to others that I've never given to them. I just need to get it off me. That's it, whether you're sorry or not. Right. So thank you again for joining me for day 4. This isn't an easy topic, but we're not looking for easy. We're looking for transformation. And I know it may stir up some things that you've been trying to bury or that you've put to the side, or you just don't want to think about it, but it's still there. It's still having it causing some heaviness in your life. But hear me when I say this. You are not meant to carry that weight. God is inviting you to put it down, to drop it, to let it die, to walk lighter, to live with freedom, to have transformation. It's affecting your health. It's affecting your relationships. It even affects how you can really love on yourself. Because if you want the best for yourself, you'll love yourself enough to say, I'm going to do the hard work to release this thing. And that is day 4. You do not want to miss tomorrow or any other day. Tomorrow is day 5, and we'll be talking about cultivating gratitude as a heart posture. There's some healing in that. And that the scripture foundation for tomorrow is 1 Thessalonians 5:18. If you don't have the journal and you want to look ahead. So I can't wait to dive into that with you and see what God has for us. But show up, be intentional, and expect great things. And I will see you tomorrow.